Namaskar, everyone. Thank you for your patience and, of course, your presence. My name is Devi, and I would like to welcome you to our Longevity Circle today. A warm welcome to everyone who is viewing online. We have quite a few participants on Zoom, which is exciting, and then, of course, on our Facebook and YouTube as well. Just to say that this initiative of the Longevity Circle has been in the works for a few months now. And we've noticed that by giving different topics every single month, having all of you here and participating together, it has turned into such a wonderful initiative. So a special thank you to our teachers who have volunteered their time and their knowledge to giving these amazing practices for staying really well in the way of remaining timeless. I'm not going to say in the way of getting older, but we're embracing our agelessness from inside. And of course, an amazing example of this is with our Guruji and with all of you. So again, I would like to really welcome you to our program. And yes, I can see some of our participants from Zoom. So nice to have you. And we'll start with a little bit of a centering. You held a really beautiful silent space. Let's come back into that. Let's close our eyes. And let's just take a moment to center inside. We already had such a beautiful morning of sadhana, of togetherness in the sacred space of this field with our Guru. And as we come together in this way, let's open ourselves as much as we can from inside. To feel the joy of existing in a body. And Guruji reminded us of that this morning. The joy of being able to breathe. And the joy of knowing that we are timeless, ageless beings. That if we hold this as a true possibility in our mind, we can feel ageless in every single moment. It's so beautiful that we can exist in these spaces together, holding the space of joy of experience in the field. And we extend this to our presenter as well today, our Jayalakshmi Devi. Holding her in our blessing, in our attention and listening from inside, and extending that blessing to feel the support of the masters in the space and of each other. Let's keep this connection and keep this silence. And as we begin today, we'll start with the sacred sound of Om. A-U-Ma. Let's breathe out gently. Breathe in deeply. Peace, peace, peace. You can take a moment. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, so welcome back, everyone. And just to say a little bit about Jayalakshmi. Now, Jayalakshmi is a gem in Blue Star and in the space of the ashram. She had quite an extensive law career even before she came to Blue Star, and a successful one at that. But it was Guruji, the teachings, yoga, going inside, and practicing that really made Jayalakshmi stand out. So much so, anytime you see her meditating in the hall, she's always breathing, she's absorbed in the inner space, and she's feeling and experiencing as much as she can. And she was so inspired by the teachings that she decided to do her yoga training, and by extension, her training in yoga therapy. So we can just imagine how much she's excited to share these practices with all of us. And we are so delighted, Jayalakshmi, to have you in our space today. Thank you so much for taking this opportunity. And we are all excited to listen to you, to hear all that you have to share with us today. And we really welcome you from inside into our space. Okay? And of course, you know you have the blessing of the Master with you as well, right? Okay? So I will hand you over to Jayalakshmi now. Again, thank you so much. And let's have an amazing session. Thank you, everyone. Namaskar. Thank you.
So namaskar, namaskar everyone at the hall, namaskar everyone on Zoom. Thank you, Devi, for this wonderful opportunity. And definitely what she has said, it is with the Guru's grace that I'm really grateful to be here also. So we've already lost some time, and I had quite a long presentation, which I will cut short, but it's also in keeping with Guruji's talk this morning. So it'll be really enhancing what Guruji has said. Before I start, I'd like to give pranams to the Guru, our own dear Guruji, Sri Vasudeva. And the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it says the external Guru has a physical body, an ego, a mind, just like everyone else. But his physical consciousness is actually illuminated by the Atma. He has realized his own inner Guru. And therefore, by contemplation on his form, by following his words, his instructions, that experience also comes to you. So I just want to wish to our Guruji, gratitude and for allowing me to be here today. So I usually start with an opening prayer, but Sri Devi did a lovely centering, so we'll just begin. Today's session is, we just have a little difficulty with, okay, right. So it's about stress and how can we use yoga or even general management to control stress. So the effects on the mind, on the body, what sort of diseases manifest as a result of chronic stress and its management, right? So one of my favorite quotes and something that I live by is very simple. Prevention is better than cure. Why? It is easier to prevent something from happening in the first place than to allow it to happen and then seek to repair it. Why? Because sometimes things become irreparable and we end up in so much trouble that we lose the joy of life. So this is what my focus is on today in terms of stress. So just to take a moment, reflect. What are your personal stresses? Just to yourself. What can stress you the most? Is it family, work, finances, legal matters, health, anything else? Where do you find your stresses? Just take a moment, reflect. You can even make a mental note or write it down, so we'll see how that changes as we progress. Which leads us to our next question. What is stress? If you had to define stress, how would you define stress? I would ask, but because of time, I will go straight on. Keep your own definition in mind as we go to what we define stress as. Stress actually is a reaction to a demanding situation in the human physiology. What does that mean? It means that stress is not the situation, but it is your response to it. Your situation may not change. The person who is causing you stress may not change, but you have the power within you to change the response to it. Stresses can be at two levels: physical or physiological, and psychological. Physical, we know, are things that happen to the body, like accidents, major surgeries. You may contract an infection from outside. You may be unconsciously overworking your body, not recognizing what you're doing to yourself. So therefore, anything that makes a demands on the entire physiology of the body is what constitutes stress. Psychologically, my slides are going very slow. Can we get the next slide, please? So psychological stress, of course, comes from the mind. It is mental. Fear, anxiety, tension, worry. We might be jealous of others. We may have a situation where we feel anger and hatred towards others. Even excitement can cause some sort of stress to the body. It may be temporary, in which case you may have immediate adaptation process, which is fine. But if it is long-standing, it may create deep-seated conscious impressions in the mind. We call these vasanas. The next slide, please. So did you know that there were two types of stress? There is something called eustress and something called distress. Eustress is good stress. What does that mean? It's very motivating, it's energizing, it's growth enhancing. For instance, when I was preparing these slides, it was very time consuming and demanding on my body. I had to give up a lot of things. But do you know, while I was researching and I was putting it together, I would feel a burst of endorphins in my body because I was also learning and discovering things that would help me. So it brought about positive emotions, and it is perceived as manageable. It is short-term. The point is it brings joy to you, which is fine. However, there is distress, bad stress. You hear something negative. Maybe you heard bad news. You begin to feel overwhelmed, and it can be mentally and physically draining. If it's prolonged, it could cause harm mentally and physically. But what is the key difference? The key difference is your perception to it. Why? A situation is deemed eustress or distress. Why? It is how you adapt to it. If we were to take 5 persons and give them the very same situation, each person will respond differently. Why? Genetic predispositions, our culture, our environment, all of these mold and shape our ability to deal or control or manage stress. So when we feel selfless, so one person may be able to find a solution and feel really good about what's supposed to be a stressful situation, while someone else may feel totally overwhelmed. And he may crash, he may get ill. So why? It is our perception. So the next slide, please. So Dr. Wayne Dyer, bless his soul, he's had a lovely statement. He said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Right? So your situation may not change, but the way you look at it, how you deal with it changes, right? When someone is stressed, I think my slides are going crazy. So the next slide, please. So how do you know when you are stressed? Quickly to say, you may see somebody restless, short breath. bursts of anger. He's not able to deal with situations. His mind becomes so up and down with emotions, he loses clarity of thought. Pulse rate increases, high blood pressure, muscle tension. Oh, my shoulders ache. You don't realize that you're carrying tensions in the body. Stress, if we hold on to it, it's slow poisoning. And when it becomes chronic, unresolved, that is what causes ailments. Just quickly to say, there are two systems that control your physiology. And what makes you stressed and de-stressed, your autonomic nervous system. I'm sure all of us know what the nervous system is, right? And there are two parts, the sympathetic, parasympathetic. We won't go into that too much, which also impact on your endocrine system because your body actually operates because of these hormones. So the sympathetic system, right, so there we go. Fight and flight response. Your body sympathizes with you. For instance, if you see a lion and the lion is running you down, you need to run. So what happens? Your body produces glucose, muscles get toned, blood pressure starts to go up because your heart starts racing for you to run. You don't do it, so it's an involuntary system. So thankfully, our body has been blessed with that ability to do this. So in cases of life-threatening situations, emergency, demanding situations, you want to move. But then there is also the parasympathetic, which is your rest and relax, rest and digest mode. After a period of stressful situation, so we got away from the lion, we breathe a stress relief. What happens? My body starts to come to rest. What is happening in the sympathetic system, for instance? You're producing some hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, noradrenaline. This allows us to make the move. But then when we relax, we're supposed to lower those stress hormones. So when your body is in rest and digest, for instance, your body actually heals itself. But if you stay on constant alert, then you can't. You find you're becoming ill. Can I move to the next slides? Let's just move through those. So cortisol here, you see it's just moving from the brain. You pick up a stimuli or stimulus from outside, it goes down to the hypothalamus, the pituitary, it goes to my adrenal glands there on the kidneys, and it produces cortisol, adrenaline. So it allows for all of these organs to operate. So can we move on to the next slide as well? So what helps to control your parasympathetic nervous system is something called the vagus nerve, and I'm only mentioning it because in our practices we will be focusing on the nervous system today. Your vagus nerve, you see it's running through the body. It goes from the brainstem to all your organs in your body, and what does it do? It stimulates that rest and digest. It regulates your blood sugar levels. It reduces the likelihood of diabetes, strokes, cardiovascular disease. So the vagus nerve prompts your parasympathetic nervous system to relax. If your vagal tone is really strong, then guess what? Your ability to relax even in stressful situations is much more. If the vagal tone is low, it prevents you, the body is less effective at handling inflammation. For instance, cortisol is known for its inflammation, causing inflammation in the body. Can we move to the next slide, please? Right, cortisol. So just an example, cortisol and melatonin are two hormones, for instance, that regulate your sleep-wake cycle. You wake up in the morning, cortisol goes up. Why? You need to move. So it's good. Short bursts of cortisol actually reduces inflammation and helps you to go. But when the day progresses, evening comes, melatonin is supposed to rise. Why? Because you want to rest. You begin to yawn, your body wants to go to sleep. If that is functioning well, you'll be able to do your activities in the day, sleep well in the night. But if you are on constant stress, your cortisol level remains high. It suppresses the melatonin, and you find that you can't sleep. You're having anxiety, right? So that's something to note if you can recognize within your own self. What happens to your immune system? It suppresses your immune system because it reduces the white blood cells and the lymphocytes, which are your these are your army that helps to fight infection. Because cortisol may be high, it causes you to the immune system becomes weak. When you begin to feel weak, you're unable to fight infections, and you are susceptible to stress-induced sicknesses, common colds, viruses, right? So this is what happens, disease manifestation. Can you imagine if you don't control stress, what happens? Obesity, diabetes, migraines and headaches, arteriosclerosis, heart attacks, strokes, even thyrotoxosis, overproduction of the thyroid hormone in the body, hypertension. Why hyperacidity? When you are in fight and flight mode, your intestine constricts, the digestive juices slow down, and you begin to produce acid. So imagine if you can't rest and digest, what are you doing to your stomach? Your gut health goes bad. So quickly to say there are 4 distinct stages, and why you want to understand this is because stress starts in the mind. Normally, we are able to handle stress. The body is made to adapt. But what happens is, if it starts in the mind and you become irritable, somebody triggers you, you begin to think, oh, he's this, she's this, and you become angry and all of that. What happens? It leads to worry, anxiety, and all of that. If you have not dealt with that in the mind, sometimes you think you've dealt with it, but actually you've shoved it down in the subconscious mind because you are denying that it exists. If you allow that to get prolonged, you go to psychosomatic. Psycho, mind, soma, body. It starts to develop into the body. It starts to show in the body. Why? You become hypertensive, right? Palpitations, tremors. And then there's a next phase. Can we go to the next slide, please? The somatic phase is when you have not dealt with it, even though you are recognizing some symptoms in the body. It goes to your target organs. Why each person will have a particular target organ? It is because of your genetic predisposition, environment, and so on. So somebody who is prone to having heart issues, perhaps his lifestyle is poor, he's not eating well, he's not exercising, he becomes vulnerable the moment stress hits him. So the target organ, he begins to experience something called tachycardia, where the heart rate exceeds the normal resting state. When we have not dealt with this at this state, it goes and settles fully into the body. We totally miss the pathogenesis or the pathology, meaning you go to the doctor, he sees you have heart problems, you have arteriosclerosis, thyrotoxosis, bronchial asthma. Where did it come from? He's not going to tell you because he can't tell where it came from because it's fully in the body now, right? So why do we need, the next slide please, what does this mean for us? If you understand that stress disorders start in the mind, if you catch it at the early stages, you cleanse your mind and do not hold on to negativity, then you save yourself of a disease. You save medical bills. The doctors may not like me for saying that because you do not need medication. You are your medication now. Your body, the way you live, becomes your own pharmacy. And this is what you call conscious living. So we'll skip this. Can we go? What it's found is that generally people who experience strong negative emotions, they react very hostile to life. Somebody tells them something and they go off. Those people are 3 times more likely to suffer with heart attacks compared to those who are relaxed and who respond intelligently to life's demanding situations. Some general management of stress. We need to keep an eye on the time. So generally, when we live in denial, we don't want to deal with our problems because we don't know how to. People turn to drinking, drugs, food addictions, sex, different things. Why? Because they want to numb the pain, right? And furthermore, we then go to the pharmacy. We go for sedatives, painkillers, antidepressants. Why? The thing is that your root cause of your problem is still there. And it's only going to get worse if it's not dealt with. So the next slide, please. Diet plays a big role in your nervous system. Why? Because a sattvic diet is always best for you. We won't go into diet, but sattvic diet is healthy, balanced diet. A lot of fresh fruits, vegetables, fresh whole foods. If you remove the refined sugars and processed foods and excess salt and greasy foods and stuff, your body becomes light. And things like caffeine, it's a psychoactive drug, for instance. So that stimulates your nervous system, right? So good health comes from also a good diet and your physical activities. Methods of stress management. So we spoke about the ability to manage your emotions when a stressful situation comes to you. It is called emotional regulation. And what happens here is when you cannot do that, your sympathetic nervous system gets activated, cortisol levels rise, and you behave like an animal, right? So we can't control our emotions. Can we go to the next slide, please? So what controls this? Serotonin is a happy hormone. It's a good hormone. It's medicine for you. It actually stimulates what you call your prefrontal cortex of your brain, which is a part of the brain, as Guruji always mentions to us, it makes us different from an animal. When we behave like an animal, it is because we are operating from the reptilian brain response. It is just automated responses. Taking responsibility for your actions mean responding with intelligence. You stop, you breathe, you think before you speak. That could save you a lot of medical bills and diseases, right? Low levels of serotonin, for instance, have been tied to violence and human suicides because we operate in victim consciousness. We believe people are stressing us out, situations are stressing us out. No. There is a saying that says, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And that comes from you and your ability to manage with emotions. So what are these emotions? Just quickly to say, it's called a vasana. Vasanas are stored emotions from positive and negative experiences we have had in life. So your chitta, which is a field that stores all these memories, are within you. You think, oh, I have forgotten what he said. No, it's sitting there somewhere. And the moment you see him again, why are you reactive? It means you have not overcome, you have not forgiven, you have not let go of a situation. And that person, if you realize, actually is your biggest test and your biggest gift. Every soul that comes to you that triggers a response from you that is negative is coming to tell you, you need to be forgiving, you need to be more compassionate, you need to be understanding. And if we were to do that, we will change those habitual thought patterns into more intelligent responses. Save yourself some doctor bills. 2 ways to rewire the mind, simple. Positive thinking. What is positive thinking? Identify your negative thought in your mind and change it into something positive. If you understood, he makes me really angry and I changed my perception, he's here to teach me a lesson. I need to forgive, I need to let go, I need to open up my heart to be more loving. He changes. I see it differently. Practice gratitude. Instead of focusing on negative things, focus on the positive things, right? Imagine the benefits of this. It increases it strengthens your immune system when you think positive. It improves your vascular health. It improves your sleep. Why? It reduces cortisol. Can we go to the other slides, please? So happy hormones, dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, oxytocin, we want those. We don't want cortisol, we want to lift those, right? So gratitude, express gratitude. Even though I see someone and there are things I may not like in him, can I see something good in him? And can I give gratitude for what he's doing for me, he or she? Keep in mind, living in present moment awareness. What is gone is gone. We all know this, but do we do it? What I do now in my present moment shapes my future. I am in control. This is conscious living. What this actually does, if you see, it again activates the prefrontal cortex of the brain. The more I stimulate my happy hormones, I'm triggering this part of my brain that allows me better decision making, managing my negative emotions, right? So it improves my entire overall being. So yogic management of stress, Patanjali Maharishi, for instance, says, Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha, means yoga is mastery over your mind. Maharishi Vasista says, Manaha prasamanaha upayaha, technique to calm down the mind, that is yoga. Bhagavan Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Samatvam yoga uchyate. Guru is always saying this to us, yoga is a state of harmony. Right? So this is why we don't need to do anything major, when you begin to take conscious actions in your life, become consciously aware, you are doing yoga. So Patanjali Maharishi says there are 5 obstacles that actually prevent your mind to allow you spiritual growth. Avidya, which is ignorance. The true ignorance is not knowing who we truly are. We're living in the ego, asmita, the I-ness, being territorial, possessive. And what keeps us stuck in the mind is the raga and dvesha, the likes and dislikes. Oh, I can't eat that because I don't like it. Never mind, it's good for you, but I can't have that. Or if I like it too much, it's not good for you, so I'm going to indulge and gorge, right? And when we get attached to these things, it causes what you have, abhiniveshana, clinging on to life. We are afraid to die now. We are clinging on to this existence. With this likes and dislikes, emotional upsurges happen in the mind, emotional imbalances. You use a lot of energy with these ups and downs of mind. It creates excessive speed loop of thoughts. It deteriorates your quality of life. It lowers your power of discrimination. You become impulsive like an animal. You adopt bad lifestyle habits. Guruji was talking about that this morning. So next slide, please. So in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says a person who is oriented towards objects, when he's attached to them, you see a nice looking woman, you want that woman, right? You're attached to this desire so much, but you can't have her, so you become angry. Now you've lost all sense of good and bad. You become delusional because you can't have this. Now you've lost your memory. Meaning you're not able to discern anymore because you can't have what you want, and ultimately leads to self-destruction. Again, who has power over your mind? Is it the woman out there, the food out there, the person out there, or is it you? So Patanjali Maharishi says there are 4 ways to cultivate a peaceful mind. Can you imagine? Just close your eyes for a minute and let us imagine that you meet someone who's such a happy, friendly person. He or she makes you feel so happy when you see him or her, and you feel genuinely friendly towards that person. How does it feel? You feel good. That person is successful, so we should not be jealous of that person. We should be happy. Now just let that go. Imagine you've just met a friend who's deeply suffering, has a terminal disease, who's maybe ill, who's going through something in his or her life. Your heart breaks for that person. You open up your heart and you feel compassion. Now let that experience go. Let us imagine you've met a virtuous, pious person. You've come into contact with Guruji. He's so virtuous, so noble. His feel is so expansive. Oh, wow, I feel so expansive also. His energy is touching mine. I feel extreme joy. Now let that go. Think about a person who is unpious. You know a person who does wicked deeds, cannot do anything good. Just observe your emotions towards him. You might become angry. He acts wickedly. You may not understand his actions. But how do you cross this path of anger? Open up your heart. Just be neutral or indifferent. Have an even mind towards that person. Let go of the judgments, the criticism. Accept him or her for who they are, and now let it go. Know that each soul is pure, but it is the ego that tarnishes each of us. So let it go. See that person as just a soul having a human experience in ignorance. Now this is what we call mastering of emotions. You let all of those things go, free your mind and clear your mind from any of those things that you may be holding on to. 8 limbs of Patanjali Mahayoga Sutras, the 8 limbs we know. Do you all know? I don't know who knows and who does not know. But Patanjali Maharishi is a great sage who has given us these 8 limbs. And if we were to truly practice those in our lives, he says, samadhi will be yours. True absorption, quiet mind. Ahimsa, avoid using harm towards anyone. But others, people think it's only humans, right? What about animals and what about nature? Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your dealings with people. Won't you not have peace? You will not have anything to carry. You won't have any baggage. Asteya, non-stealing, respect what belongs to others. Don't have a big eye and be eyeing down things that belongs to others. Just be happy with what you have, because God has blessed you with what you have. Brahmacharya, the right use of energy, moderate your use of energy, manage your energy, and do not over-exert yourself. When you conserve energy, your mind and your body will be healthy. Apiragraha, non-possessiveness, let go of the clinging on to people, let go of the clinging on to experiences. It only hurts you when you cloud your mind with the things that we become a slave to outside. So mental clarity and peace will come to you if you see things. Ah, yes, I see it, but then let me let it go. You're clearing your own mind. Next slide, please. Saucha, Santosh, Tapas, Svadhyaya, Ishvara, Pranidhana. Clean your body, clean your environment, but what about your mind? Clean your mind. Free your mind of the baggage and the clutter that you pick up from the outside. That is what will give you inner peace. Santosh, gratitude and happiness for what you have. Stop seeking external joys. These sources of external joys, they are only temporary. What about the joy that you can find within your own self? Svadhyaya, how do you... Now, we are really good at looking at everybody and saying, he's this, she's this, and we can tell everything about everybody, right? We know everybody's bad habits. But do you sit and reflect on your own mind? Do you look at your own patterns of behaviors? Do you sit to understand your own emotions? That is where useful time, or best, your time is best used, focusing on you. Oh, what does he do to me? Oh, he makes me angry. No, I don't want to be angry. My cortisol level is going to go up. I'm going to get heart disease. No, I don't want that. Let me just let him go. I don't control him, but I can control me. And when you achieve these yamas, niyamas, he says you will be able to completely surrender. Who am I surrendering to? What am I surrendering? My ego to that higher force that knows best, right? So when we achieve these, Swami Swatmarama says, if you want to develop these yamas and niyamas, do not force yourself to do this. Just because I'm saying this, you can't do this tomorrow, right? You have to slowly transition. But if you keep these aware in your mind, you do your sadhana and you keep that spiritual endeavor, one day you are going to achieve them, right? If you try to forcefully do that, you may create psychological complications, right? I want the relationship, I want the KFC, I want the whatever. Just go enjoy it and then let it go. So you are fulfilling your desires but not getting attached or caught to it. Can we go to the next slide? Others are asana. If you don't move your body, stiffness happens. Toxins begin to accumulate. Prana helps to move these toxins out of the body. So we can come and sit here and meditate how much we want, but if we're eating junk and you're not taking care of the body, then you're not going to be able to meditate. Pranayama. Pranayama is so beautiful, we'll just touch on that, but it's the life force. If you just close your eyes, take a deep breath in and out. Now, while we are talking, you don't sit and do that, right? You don't control your breath. Your breath is happening for itself. Why? Because there's a life force that's moving the breath. He says, Pratyahara, when you are able to do all of these things and you practice it, you become so strong that one day you will wake up and say, I do not need that KFC anymore. I do not need that cake anymore. Some magic happens. You begin to detach from sense objects. When you detach from sense objects, your mind starts to become so calm that when we sit and do the japa, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, we do it so mechanically that it really doesn't do anything for us. If you practice these things, one day your mind becomes so calm, you start to become the mantra. You start to feel a different vibration in your body. And then one day, you are able to sit without doing anything and go into beautiful meditation. But you can't do that if you have clutter in your mind, if your nervous system is weak, if your body's not strong. And then he says, if you do this, samadhi will be yours, right? So 5 layers, Guruji spoke about this morning. Why is it important? Most of us live in the first 3 layers. The Annamaya, the food body. Pranamaya is that breath, the prana that moves the breath, or the life force energy. And the Manamaya, which is made up of your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, even the buddhi, the intellect, the ahamkar, the ego. Most of us live here. We are not aware that there are 2 other layers that we are made up of. It's the Vijnana Maya Kosha, which is your wisdom sheet. Power of discrimination comes from there. I want to eat that cake, but you know what? I've been meditating and I'm really feeling good about myself. I have access to this Vijnana Maya Kosha now, and it says, no, 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 your blood sugar is going to raise, you shouldn't have that. But because now I'm more in control of my senses, I could let it go finally. I couldn't do it before, but I could do it now. So when you have achieved that access into this Vijnana, you go into what your final sheet is, your Anandamaya Kosha. It is your bliss sheet. Did you know? Can we go to the next slide? Did you know that you are the bliss sheet? You are not this body, you are not this mind, you're not all that baggage that you're carrying. You are in your original state stress-free. That is where you are devoid of tension, pressure, thinking, thoughts and feelings. That is your true state, the source of bliss. In that beautiful state, suddenly creativity comes to you. You know, people say that is begin to channel from the divine. That is the space. But when it gets disturbed by all the sensory pleasures, you become stressed because you want so much and you can't have it. You're so caught in it. So we call that a Maya. So the cause of my bondage is the cause of liberation. Sorry, the cause of bondage and cause of liberation is in your mind alone. Cleanse your mind and you become free. Relax your body. 3 cardinal principles of yoga. Relax your body. Slow down the breath. Calm your mind. Imagine being able to experience and stay in that state. It's a beautiful thing, right? So what is the goal of pranayama? It's to slow down the breath. When your breath slows down, your mind slows down. When your mind slows down, can we move to the next slide? When the mind slows down, the breath slows down. All that's in your chitta that you've been chiseling away and removing suddenly takes you into this quiet space. The yogi attains tranquility using his breath. So how do we do this? Right, so when prana is disturbed, that's where the disturbances come, diseases come, right? Hyperacidity, migraines, and all of that, because we are not regulating this prana. So today we want to do a practice. Oh wow, I'm totally running out of time to do the practice. So let's just move beyond this. So pranayama, so we will stop here. So what pranayama does for you, Ujjayi breath, Nadi Shuddhi, all of these breathing exercises, it calms down your nervous system and it brings your mind to a more peaceful state. It helps with digestion, it calms your nervous system. If you are doing pranayama and yoga every day, your prana becomes so still, you will now conserve energy, you will not need a lot of food, right? Because you are conserving energy. So do you see how you're using energy? You're using energy. Can we just flip through these slides, please, so I could just, right, so go on. Food, yeah, go on. The universal sound of Om, Oma, is your supreme consciousness, right? Do you know that the sound of Om stimulates your vagal nerve? You don't have to do anything. You sit and you do 21 ohms every morning. It stimulates that vagus nerve, which triggers your parasympathetic nervous system to become more than your sympathetic nervous system. Bee humming sound, which we will do now, it creates nitric oxide in the body. So it produces nitric oxide, which actually improves your immune system. It stimulates your vagus nerve, and studies have shown that for post-surgical patients, that humming sound actually helps healing the body faster. Why? Because it calms the body down, right? So this basically is, Can we go on? Yeah, so that's it really. So basically, your stress disorders start in your mind. If you do not clear the mind, it starts to go in the body. If you don't repair it, then it's going to settle fully in the organs. You have a full-blown disease when it could have been avoided. How do we do it? Positive thinking. Be great, have gratitude. Do not allow others to control you. Take control of the situations that come to you. And so we just have half an hour for practice, but so that basically is it. So if you take responsibility for your actions, you control your mind by using your breath. If you stimulate more and more that parasympathetic nervous system of rest and digest, gut health will be healthier, mind will be calm, but most importantly, this spine where your nadis are running, where your vagus nerve is running, if that becomes so strong, your body becomes really still, then infections can't take me. My body will be able to fight off infections. If someone comes to me, I may be able to experience that fight or flight, but then I'm going to be able to quickly come to relax. So that is what stress is, how you manage stress. So do you have, we maybe have maybe 5 minutes for questions. Anybody has anything to add or ask or anything? Or are we ready for practice? So I will do the practice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to let us do this. We'll do the Brahmadi pranayama. Brahmadi is bee humming sound, and you see that stimulates your vagus nerve, right? So I want you to use sitting on your chair. How to do this? You can take the tip of your tongue and you can place it at the palate of the mouth, leaving the teeth slightly open, but the mouth will be closed, right? And you're just doing but you're not mechanically doing it. I want you to focus on your nervous system. I want you to focus and see if you can actually feel that vagus nerve stimulation. We're going to do this. Now, this is to improve your immune system. We're going to do it like this. First, you take your hands, you place it on your tummy, one on top of the other, right? When we will do 3 rounds, now everybody go at your own pace. It creates a nice musical as well. I'm not going to guide you. When we've completed this 3, I will tell you we're going to come to the heart. Then we're going to go to the throat like this. Then we're going to come to the ears, eyes, and top of the head. But we're going to create a beautiful vibrations. We're going to create some harmony. What you're going to do is follow your guide. Your own body's telling you to do it. You could change the vibration, right? Yeah, it's stimulating because we're actually going to stimulate the prefrontal cortex of the brain, right? So let's just see what we sound like. So those of us in the hall will hear that. So just ignore me. You go to what your body says. We start here, placing the hands on the tummy. Let's take a nice deep breath in. And begin. Sorry, let's just exhale first. Completely empty the lung. We begin, inhale. Feel the vibration in the body, placing the hands on the chest. 3 rounds. Again, change your frequency as you feel like. Inhale. Brahmadi cultures your throat. Actually, if you like singing, this is excellent for you. So your throat, feel the vibrations in the throat. Inhale. When you block your air, you may not hear anything, but you will hear this sound of like as if you're in the ocean. You could just listen to the inner sound of your humming. Begin. If you're wearing glasses, you could remove your glasses. Place it over your eyes, your face. Begin. But now you should be feeling that beautiful stimulation of your spine, the vagus nerve, hands on the head, one on top of the other. Let's play with this. Feel the vibrations in your hands going through your crown chakra, down the spine, into the base. Do it at your own pace and control your frequency. You do not need to follow me. Inhale. Just remove your hands, place them on top of your thigh. You can let the index finger touch the thumb, 3 fingers out, palms facing up. Just observe how your head feels. Observe how each of the chakra feels. We've been stimulating each of your chakras, cleansing and purifying the nadis. And let us do the alternate nostril breathing. So you adopt Nasika Mudra, placing the index, middle finger down into the palm. We're going to use your right thumb on the right nostril. And we're switching the ring, the thumb. The ring, the thumb. The ring covers left. So for those of you who do not know, alternate nostril breathing, what it does is it exhales down. You're going to exhale through the left nostril and inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. So you're going to exhale, inhale. Basically, let's first, before you block, exhale. Inhale through both nostrils. Block the right, exhale through the left. Complete exhale. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Complete exhale. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Continue this practice, and while you're doing this, I want you to feel and visualize the breath is moving down the nadis along the spine on the exhale to the base, and as you inhale, it comes up to the third eye, and then back down. On the left side is the Chandra Nadi, on the right side is the Surya Nadi. This is your masculine and feminine energy. Your left side controls the right brain. The left side controls the right brain, and the right side controls your left brain. And while you are doing this, there is a corpus callosum which is existing between both hemispheres of your brain. By doing this, inhale and exhale, allowing your mind and your body to relax, you are also increasing the coordination between right and left hemispheres of your brain. One last round. And when you completely exhale through the left, you can place the hands down. Let us become aware of the spine. While you're doing these practices, I should have mentioned your back should be straight, your spine needs to be straight. Just observe your mind. Observe how you feel now compared to before you started. Take a nice deep breath in and out. So we can do the practices on chair. Sri Devi, do I have an extra 10 minutes? Can I finish at 11? I know we said we need to finish a little before. So if you spare me, I'll try to do this in 15 minutes. So we're going to do something called cyclic meditation. I will be doing it a little bit faster because of our time. Oh, sorry. So if you want, you can use your mat, or you can do it on a chair. I'll show you both. So for this one, I'll pull the chair closer. What we're going to do, cyclic meditation, as it says, life goes in cycles, ups and downs, right? So 1 minute you're angry, 1 minute you're happy, 1 minute you're super elated, the next minute you're depressed. Life is about cycles. Where do we want to go? We want to be balanced. We want to appreciate that emotions are necessary. We want to appreciate that there are times of stress which is necessary. But we want to be able to go back to our source, our state of bliss. How do we do this? So let's stand for this one first though. And if you have your mat, so just feel the feet on the ground. Just take a nice deep breath in. Feel the body. So we're going to lie down first now. So we're going to go into Shavasana. Everybody knows Shavasana. Let's just lie down. Just flat on the mat. And just feel your body on the mat. Relax the palms facing up. Relax your arms, relax your legs. Take a nice deep breath in. In yogic breath, when you inhale, feel the tummy is rising on the inhale and deflating on the exhale. Now let us see, most of us probably have forgotten what it feels like to be relaxed. Do you really know what it feels like to relax? So let us see what it feels like to have a tense body. Bring your legs close to each other. Bring your arms close to the body. And now, let us begin to Tighten the toes, squeeze your toes in, tighten the feet, tighten the ankles, tighten the calves, pull up on the kneecaps, tighten the thighs, tighten the hips, the buttocks. Take a deep breath in the tummy, inhale. And as you exhale, tighten the core, the lower back. Make a fist of your hands. The thumb is inside of the palms. Place the fingers over the thumb. Make a fist. Begin to tighten the hands, the arms. Tighten. Inhale. Take a deep breath. Expand the chest. And let us hold the breath. Tighten. Tighten the neck, the facial muscles. Compress the face, the head. Tighten, tighten, tighten the entire body. And relax. Instant relaxation. Feel the muscles relax. Just observe the body. Now let us lift the right arm over the head. Bend the left knee. Place the left hand on the tummy. And let's turn over to the right side. And gently come to sitting and then standing. We're going to come into standing, which is Tadasana. Tadasana is the feet together. You have to stand. So Tadasana really means palm tree. So we're going to be like a palm tree. So because of our time constraint, I want to do the exercise, so we won't go too slow as we meant to go, but I want you to get the movements and the feeling, right? Feet are flat on the ground. Just close your eyes. If you tend to lose balance, you may keep the eyes halfway open and just like look to the ground. Let us feel the feet on the ground. Feel the arms relax to the side of the body. You're like a tree. Now feel as if the wind is blowing this tree. We're going to gently move the body forward, not without lifting the legs, the feet. Gently forward. Pressure on the toes and back center. We're going to go back, slightly back like the leaning tower of Pizza. And come back center. Then you're going to slightly tilt to the right side. Slightly, your feet will just slightly bend. And come center. To the left side, slightly tilt the body. And come to the center. When life gets topsy-turvy, we always want to come back to the center. We want to ground. Feel your feet grounded. So let us now, we'll do this a little faster than we should, but let's just keep the feet like this. We're going to just do something called Ardha Khati Chakrasana. It is half wheel pose. Like I say, we'll do it a little bit faster. So let us begin. It's a side bend where we're going to lift the palms. We're going to go up and we're going to gently go to the side and back down, right? But we're going to do it a little bit slow. So feel that one-pointed awareness where we are now focused. Feet is on the ground. You are steady. Let us begin to gently start lifting the right hand, the arm. Let's go slow, not too fast, inch by inch. Become aware of how the arm feels. You can keep the eyes closed if you want or halfway open. When the arm gets parallel to the floor, turn the palm up and then start moving it up again. Slowly. Now, if you were going a lot slower, you begin to feel the heaviness of the arm, right? So let us come directly to the ceiling and now we'll lift up the right side, up towards the ceiling. We'll take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let's slowly bend to the left side, dropping the left palm to the side of the leg, the left leg. Observe linear awareness, the body stretching on the right side. Come back to the center. We're going to slowly drop the palm back down. Feeling the blood rushing down towards the arm. Inch by inch. The arm feels kind of heavy now, right? When you come horizontal to the floor, turn the palm back down. And slowly come down. Just open the leg about shoulder width apart. Keeping the eyes closed, observe the difference or changes in the body. How does the right side feel to the left side? Observe again. When life becomes imbalanced, how do you feel? Observe the arm. Observe the body. Any tensions you might be feeling, the right side might be feeling really different from the left. So let us now balance the left. Bring the feet back together. We'll do the same exercise on the right. So we're going to start lifting the left arm slowly, inch by inch. Keeping the eyes closed, observing, keeping full focus on the movement of the arm. This is called moving meditation, by the way, where the mind becomes one-pointed focus. When you get horizontal to the floor, parallel to the floor, turn the palm up. Gently, slowly, moving it up. Feel the blood rushing down towards the arm. When you come to the top, take a deep breath in, stretch that arm up. And as you exhale, slowly bend to the right side. Keeping the arm close to the air if you can. Dropping the right arm close to the right leg. Feel the stretch on the left side. Linear awareness. And come back up. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let's start coming down. Inch by inch, fully focused on the movement. Your arm might be feeling heavy, tired. Now, turn the palm down when you are horizontal to the floor and start moving down. Slowly, inch by inch. Feel the blood rushing back down to the fingers. And relax the hands down. Just again, open the leg, shoulder width apart. Now observe the body. Observe how the right and how the left side feels. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax the body. With a smile on your face, you are now balanced. This is how life should be. Never be overstressed. Balance it with rest and relax. Because we don't have time, we'll skip the other part. So let's lie down on the mat in Shavasana. The purpose of cyclic meditation is it says when the mind is dull, we want to wake it up. But if the mind is calm and balanced, we do not want to disturb it. Let us relax the entire body on the mat. Just collapse your muscles. Relax. Let us focus on the breath. Taking a deep breath in, feel the tummy rising. feel the tummy falling with the exhale. With the inhale and the exhale, relax all of the muscles in your body. So, let us chant 3 rounds of the Akara chanting, and it goes Ah, right? So you will feel this vibration from the navel going down to the feet, 3 rounds. Inhale. Again, inhale. Last round, inhale. Relax the body. Feel what it feels like to let go of tension and stress, to come back to your peaceful, blissful state of silence. Let's do one more exercise very quickly. So let's take the right arm above the head, place the left palm on the stomach. You can bend the left knee and turn over to the right. And let's gently take your time in that peaceful state and come up. So this could be done on a chair, or we could do it on a mat. For who can't sit on your ankles in Vajrasana, we could sit on the chair, in which case we will come here and we will go back. And when we go forward, we will come forward like this, right? But who can do it on the mat? I will show you. Again, we will have to just do this a little quicker. So you want to sit in Vajrasana. Vajrasana means you are sitting on the ankle. Taking a nice, if you can't sit on the ankle, please sit on the chair. Right? Oh, okay, so, but we'll go through it fairly quickly so we don't. So this one, we're going to do something called Ustrasana or camel pose, right? So go ahead, sit on the chair, don't be ashamed. Ustrasana is where we just place the hands at the back down. Now, when we go back, it usually stimulates our sympathetic nervous system. So, inhale. Go back. You could do it on the chair as well while you're sitting on the chair. And if you're an advanced student, you could actually go all the way back. Let me turn this way. I think you could see me this way. You could go all the way back and push the hip forward. And while we're holding here, we're going to do the sound ah. So you can see like this. We're going to say ah. Inhale. Slowly come back to sitting in Vajrasana. Observe the vibration when you open up the chest. And to counter that pose, we will do what you call baby pose. If you're sitting in the chair, you could just come forward. So, take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, let us fold forward. Taking the hands, the arms in front of you, head on the ground. Now, if you have high blood pressure or feel dizzy for any reason, you may not want to hold this pose for too long. And here, become aware of the contraction of the tummy. We're compressing it. And here we will do the sound. Inhale. Slowly come up back into Vajrasana. Take a nice deep breath in and out. When you go forward, you are surrendering. You are in a state of humility. Now, let's lie down again in Shavasana on the mat. And I will give you some moments to relax now. Keep the palms comfortably away from the body. Palms are facing up. Legs about a shoulder width apart from the body. Taking a nice deep breath. Tummy is rising on the inhale and falling on the exhale. We'll just go a few minutes over. We started late, so let's just relax. Time does not exist for us right now. Let us bring awareness to the toes and the feet, sensitizing the feet. Let us begin to relax from the toes to the head. The ankles and the calves are relaxed. The knees and the thighs are relaxed. The hip and the glutes are relaxed. Take a nice deep breath in. Feel the tummy rising. And as it falls, the lower back and the tummy is relaxed. To deepen the relaxation of the lower parts of the body, we chant 3 rounds of the Akara chanting, feeling the vibrations from the navel to the toes. Inhale. Inhale. Last round, inhale. Feel the vibrations filling and deepening the relaxation of the lower body. Bring awareness to the tummy. As you inhale, feel the tummy rising and falling on the exhale. Relax from the lower vertebra, each vertebra all the way up to the top of the spine. Feel them relaxing. With a deep breath in, expand the chest and the upper back. And as you exhale, relax the entire torso. Relax your fingers. Relax your palms, your wrists. Bring the awareness to the arms. As you inhale and exhale, just drop the arms and relax them, collapsing all the muscles. Relax the shoulders to the nape of the neck. To deepen the relaxation in the midsection of the body, we will chant 3 rounds of the Ukara chanting. Inhale. Inhale. Last round, inhale. Feel the midsection is completely relaxed. Your spine, you are stimulating this rest and relaxed mood. Your vagus nerve is being toned up and strengthened. Relax your jaw. Relax the facial muscles. Relax the tongue inside of the mouth. Relax the eyeballs and the sockets. Relax your forehead, the sides of your head, the back of your head. Relax the scalp, the top of your head. To deepen the relaxation in the head region, we shall do the Mukara, chanting the sound. 3 rounds, inhale. Inhale. Last round, inhale. Feel the entire body is completely relaxed. You're sinking into the earth. Your body is becoming one with the earth's energy. And we'll complete with 3 rounds of the Ah O Ma in one single breath. Give it each an equal chant. So Ah O And to do this, let us feel the vibrations from the lower to the midsection to the head, all coming together. Inhale. Inhale. Last round, inhale. Your body's nice and relaxed. You're so relaxed, you're even floating out of your body. In this space of silence and deep relax is where you will find yourself. It is where you will find your bliss body, that infinite self. Beyond the thoughts, beyond the feelings, beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond the ego, lies that infinite self. Feel as if you're floating up to the sky, the big, bright blue sky. Your infinite self is as expansive as the blue sky. In this state, you will find your creativity, the wisdom, and your connectivity with your higher self. Enjoy the silence and the relaxation of peace. and joy and bliss. In this space, you may hold a resolve for yourself. I am healthy. I am whole. My immune system is strong. My heart is strong and healthy. Whatever resolve that you may wish for yourself, hold that positive affirmation as a mantra. Allow it to sink into each and every cell and atom of your being, that wish that you have for yourself in this moment. Now let us become aware of the body once more. Take a nice deep breath in, feeling the tummy rising and falling. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Take your arms above your head, interlock your fingers. Give the body a nice long stretch. Bring the feet together, nice long lazy stretch, as if someone is pulling at your feet on one end and someone is pulling your hands on the other. And relax. Bring your left palm on your stomach. Bend the right leg, and you may gently turn over to the right side. And on the right side, just hold that pose as if you're a fetus in your mother's womb. Comfortable, safe, and secure. And when you're ready, you can push yourself up and come into sitting, keeping the eyes closed. Let's just chant 3 rounds of Om and the closing prayer. Inhale. Let's just end with a closing prayer. I'll say the closing prayer. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaः Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. May all be happy, may all be healthy. May all the things we see be auspicious, and may no one suffer. May all the beings in all of the world be happy. Om peace, peace, peace. Before you open your eyes, just rub your hands together, generate some heat in the palms. Just cup your eyes with the palms. Allow the energy to flow into the eyes. Massage the head. Take it down the back, the throat, the chest, the tummy. Take the arms, the hands to the back. Massage your kidneys. And slide it down to your feet. Bowing to Mother Earth. Giving gratitude for all that we may have achieved in this session today. So if you can remain in this happy, quiet state, remember, make this your new normal. Let this be your go-to whenever you feel stressed. So remember, slow breath means a quiet mind. A quiet and clean mind means a healthy body. So let's take responsibility for our actions. Thank you all so much for, we went over time, but we did start late. So I don't know if we have time for anybody to say anything, but I want to wish everybody a wonderful day ahead. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, Sri Devi, Gurji, and all of you. Thank you for attending, participating. I hope that you all had a wonderful session and that you will take something with you that will improve your life and your health. So namaste. I don't know if we have time.